Hey everybody, this is PRJ since 1990. So the new film Kong Skull Island by Legendary Pictures comes out this weekend. I've got tickets, can't wait to see it. Trailers look good, the characters look to be pretty fun. Kong looks great. He's got a fresh look, but he also has a lot of little bits about him that harken back to the original 30s Kong, which I enjoyed that film quite a bit, so this is going to be pretty epic. I can't wait to see this movie. However, the coolest thing about this movie, it's the first in a new cinematic universe that Legendary has started with the Godzilla film from 2014. They've dubbed it Monsterverse. So the title's a little cheesy, but that's okay. Monster movies, big smash 'em up fights like this, they've always been a little cheesy. And that's what I'm really excited for because if you've seen the success of Marvel's cinematic universe, where they had all the individual films that teased about knowing about the events of one another, and then they bring them up into the big Avengers movie, and then from there go forth and have sequels and sequels, and it's all in a cohesive, straight timeline, and that has worked so well for them. It can be applied to so many other movie franchises, and I'm so thankful that Legendary has chosen to go along with this style because it's going to help them in the long run, I believe, make a cohesive and interesting story, but not only for the core Godzilla fans that want to see what they do with it, but also to help bring in some other people who have always seen Godzilla as like, oh, cheesy, guys jumping around in suits movies, which, to be fair, a lot of them are, but, we like that stuff, and this might be able to help branch out and get some of those other people who might like the idea of it, but just don't get it, and all these movies are all over the place. So, that all being said, check out this picture that I found on Twitter. I was following a guy by the handle of G-Man on Sci-Fi, and he posts a lot of, basically kaiju-related stuff. Pacific Rim, Godzilla, Kong, uh, and some other stuff too, but for the most part, it's this stuff. And so he posted this picture, and it's a fan made. I have to say this up front, please. This is not for real. It's just somebody made this, created this. It looks cool, and the first four films you see on there are what are confirmed. So the stuff happening after Mothra is not confirmed. But I just wanted to make this video to discuss this a little bit. So check it out. We have Godzilla from 2014 as the first film, as the foundation for this cinematic universe, kicking it off. And then we have Kong, which comes out this weekend. And then we have Godzilla, King of the Monsters, which, two things about that. One, it's been confirmed. There is a teaser in Kong Skull Island for Godzilla, King of the Monsters. I believe it's an end credit scene. So stick around and watch that. Um, Also, the second thing, Godzilla, King of the Monsters, it has been confirmed that it is called, in fact, King of the Monsters. There was a typo in a discussion a while back about, oh, it's King of Monsters. No, it is the. That is in there. It is important. It does harken back to the Americanized version of the original Gojira, and that's really nice that they decided to change the title, or at least um, correct it so everybody knows that that's what it's going to be called. That film will feature other Toho legends such as Mothra, Rodan, and King Ghidorah. So after that, we have Godzilla vs. Kong. And these dates that you see, the March 10th, March 22nd, May 29th, that's what is currently on the slate for them to complete. So everything after that is just fan speculation, fans wanting to, oh, wouldn't it be cool? So let's talk about that for a minute. They have Mothra, Rodan, King Kong escapes, Gamera, and finally destroy all monsters. So I like what they're doing with this, kind of trying to give uh, a few solo movies for like Mothra and Rodan, and I think they could work for the Legendary Pictures if, as long as two things: one, Godzilla, King of the Monsters, doesn't have them killed off unless it's obvious there's other spawns of them, but then that doesn't make it as interesting as, the last of their kind, these ancient legendary creatures kind of thing. Mothra makes sense. They're always making new Mothras, new larvas, eggs, etc. And that's I wonder how they'll handle that, considering the lore of Mothra with the the infant island and the little twins like worshiping Mothra and all that jazz. So I'm interested to see how Legendary and an Americanized version of Mothra would work should they create one. But I'm sure we'll get hints of that throughout King of the Monsters. Same thing with Rodan. You know, the the original Rodan is a classic movie, classic Toho monster movie. It works, and Rodan plays a critical role in several Godzilla films. And I could see either one of these being like team up movies too, where like you have Mothra play a part or Rodan and Godzilla team up against something. It doesn't have to just be a standalone film because otherwise, what are you gonna find? You're gonna have them just fighting the military or something. You'd need like a new creature for them to fight, like a Muto or some other uh, interesting looking character. Next, we have King Kong Escapes. That film, if you've ever seen it, a sequel to the 1970s uh, reboot of King Kong. It's pretty trashy in my opinion. I really wouldn't recommend watching it. It's pretty cringeworthy. So the idea with that could be a possible, legendary reimagining of, Kong versus Mecha Kong or something like that. Who knows? Now this is the next one that's got me really really thinking. Gamera. Everybody loves Gamera, right? If you're a Godzilla buff, you've probably heard of Gamera. If not, you've seen the movies, and it's right up there. And wouldn't it be great if we could finally have those two monsters go at it, and not necessarily in a fight to the death. But my thought was, if you're ever going to do like a Godzilla versus Gamera kind of thing, they'd have to fight for a while and beat the crap out of each other, and then finally some greater threat arises, and then they do the inevitable team up and takedown of whatever adversary that is. And it would be like King Ghidorah ripping open some temporal rift or something, and all these Gauss were spawning in or something like that. I hope it would be more original than that, but you get the idea. They could totally make it work. And then finally, you have a Destroy All Monsters, which of course, the Toho version of Destroy All Monsters was that culmination to get all of those monsters and cram them into one film, which is also kind of what they did with Godzilla Final Wars. But you don't get a lot of screen time for a lot of the creatures in that movie, and so maybe this could be a way if they didn't have as many to make that work. How would it work? I don't know. Same thing with Godzilla versus Kong. How are they going to make that work? Again, could that be another them fighting for a while until they have to team up, take something out? Who knows? But anyways, so my thought, my overarching thought on this is great idea. I like what you're doing. Legendary. What do you guys think? What are you guys gonna do? And you don't have to spoil us with something like this where it's all laid out and you see it all. I mean, we've got up to Godzilla versus Kong. Leave the rest open. Uh, and if you can, I would highly recommend you get the rights to Gamera somehow, some way. There was news of a new Gamera film coming out. Last we heard of it was a couple of years ago in 2015. It's test footage shown at New York Comic Con. That was the last we've heard or seen of it, so who knows what's going on over there. But that would be a cool way to get Gamera and Godzilla on screen in the same film together, let alone with or without King Kong. I think that would be really cool, and that way, in theory, you're not really worried too much about Toho having to do it or Daiei or Dael, however you say that freaking company's name. Excuse me, I can never pronounce it, but that would be a neat way to finally get them on screen together to do a beat 'em up and then a team up, something like that. So, let me know, guys. What are your thoughts on this? Again, this is fan made, so don't take it seriously. It's just for fun, just kind of a speculative discussion. But I do want to hear your thoughts. Let me know. Are you excited for Kong Skull Island? For the other monster movies? Are you glad they're doing a cinematic universe? Are they doing this the incorrect way? Should they just be doing standalone films? Whatever your thoughts are, put them down in the comments field below. Hey everyone, this is PRJ since 1990. Thank you so much for watching the video. If you liked what you saw, please give the video a thumbs up and make sure to subscribe to my channel for more good stuff. Leave a comment below on this video and let me know your thoughts. Also, let me know what you'd like to see next. Last but not least, I'm on Patreon as well. Have a great day. God bless you. Thanks for watching.